Across Kenya and around the world, women are working harder than ever, not just to earn, but to build a future. Yet, despite making up more than half of the population, their share of wealth remains far smaller. Globally, women own less than 20% of land, and here in Kenya, fewer women can access credit, investment opportunities, or the networks that drive wealth creation. But this is bigger than numbers. When women grow wealth, they invest more into their families, education, health, and stability. Communities rise when women rise. Yet many remain stuck at survival, held back by unequal pay, limited access to finance, and cultural norms. Imagine if women had equal financial power, access to credit, investment tools, and strong business networks. What would Kenya's economy look like? Empowering women to build wealth transforms not just their lives, but their families, communities, and the nation's future. The barriers are real, but so are the opportunities. Today on Financial Clinic, Sally sits down with experts to explore what it will take for Kenyan women to move from surviving to truly building wealth.
To that.
Oh, wow. Very good morning to you wherever you are this morning, joining us on Financial Clinic. And indeed, I am joined by experts in studio on matters women and wealth. This is where we find women who are actually looking at their financial future, planning for their financial future, breaking barriers like you've had right there, and also building business empires. I'm joined by an amazing panel of two ladies who are doing amazingly well. You want to tap in from their wisdom, beautiful gems from them this morning. So if you are starting off or already you're in business and you're a woman, this is the place to be. Or even if you're a man and you want to support your wife, then this is the place to be. They'll teach you how to do it. And also for you, wherever you are, to be part of the conversation, join us on 20316. SMS line 0786 316 316. That is our WhatsApp line, and indeed be part of the conversation. Send in your questions and feedback. Their names actually, I was just telling them behind the scenes that their names actually speak of who they are this morning. Grace and Faith. Karibuni sana. Thank you, ladies, for making time. And I'll start with you, Faith, then Grace, to introduce yourselves.
Yeah. Thank you, Sally, and glad to be here again, and looking forward to a very fruitful engagement.
Right.
Faith Kaivia. I'm a trainer. I train entrepreneurs. But besides that, I also run a manufacturing entity for essential oils, precisely frankincense and myrrh. Oh. So I'm that woman who is juggling many balls.
Many balls. Yes. And that's what we want to hear about this morning. How are you balancing that out?
Yes.
Amazing. Grace.
Good morning. Thank you, Sally, for this opportunity. My name is Grace Orenga. By God's grace, I'm the CEO of Angaza Foods Limited, a company that deals with value addition into avocado. We process avocados and turn that into avocado oil. Okay. Yes.
Amazing. Yeah. So this morning, me, I'll just be anointed now oils. Yes. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be a good show.
Yes,
Karibuni sana. And let's just start off from, the explainer, Faith.
Yes.
We've talked about fewer women from what they've said, that fewer women can actually access, is it credit, investment opportunities?
Yes.
Do you agree with that?
Yes, that's a fact, and especially in Africa.
Okay.
And this is mainly because of the cultural practices in Africa, the cultural setting, where they believed the woman's place is in the kitchen and raising children. So basically, most of the women have been subdued to sit there. But the world is evolving, and Kenya is not left behind. So smart women have managed to maneuver this and actually figured out smart ways of gaining access to credit and tried also to compete in this platform where we have all genders. Yeah, but it's a fact that, yes, access to credit at times discriminates on the woman. And especially when it comes to the requirements for credit. At times you may be told, bring a title deed. There are communities which believe a woman should not hold a title deed. So when you're told, go bring collateral for you to access credit, that pushes you back as a woman. So those are some of the challenges.
Absolutely. We also heard about women being stuck, you know, at survival, you know, level. But before we get into that, first, just let us get to understand your background as an entrepreneur, what pushed you to that space, and then Faith will also tell us why she chose to be an entrepreneur.
I think my biggest motivator was my mother. She was and still is an entrepreneur. I've seen her do different kinds of business throughout our lives. And with that, I saw the freedom that came with it. You know, be able to juggle home and do the business at the same time. And I also think that having a supportive person behind you, you know, I have a supportive team at home. So yeah, having someone supporting you and pushing you forward and telling you that you can do it, I think also helps a lot.
Wow, fantastic. Faith, for you, what inspired you into entrepreneurship?
I mentioned earlier I ran 2 entities. The first one is a training institution. This is drawn from the fact that I was in the corporate world for quite a while, over 20 years to be precise. I had a lot of knowledge. I garnered a lot of knowledge that I could really share. And I asked myself, how best can I let people know the practices that I learned in the corporate world that could actually be fixed into the other world, the hustle world. And I found myself wanting to train, something I love doing, I'm passionate about. And then now this other side business I run, the brand name is Wema Naturals. It's drawn from the fact that when I grew up, my parents were civil servants, but there's no one day, so they were actually juggling 1 or 2 things. At one time, my father had a hotel, and he would tell me, step in and see how it works. At another time, my mother had a salon. I would step in and see how it works. I even learned how to braid. And I realized we had financial freedom when we were growing up as children. So that has always been at the back burner of my mind, that when I grew up, which is now, I really wanted not to just have one thing I'm doing. I have other things I'm doing, but not losing focus on my core. Biblically, if you read the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 11, verse 2, the Bible allows us to do several hustles, and not just men, all talks about go and do 7 hustles, even 8. It allows us to do so. So drawing from that, because the reason it allows us to actually diversify into more is simply because it says you do not know when trouble will strike. So don't just rely on one thing. If you're doing oils like I do, expand to other oils, do other things alongside that product line. Yes, so that's where I drew my inspiration from.
So not putting your eggs in one basket.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay. For you, Grace, why the avocado oils?
When we began in 2017, we began doing fresh exports. But with time, we realized that there was so much wastage, because after harvesting, there's wastage there. When you go to sorting for the fresh, we only get like 20% that goes for fresh. The rest of it is waste. So we wondered, what can we do with this, you know, excess, and also the fruits that now were not ready for export. So we came up and decided that having to add value to those fruits made more sense. So that's where the oil part came in. Yes.
Is that what you use on your face and all?
Yes. We apart from doing the crude, because that's the first stage, we also do manufacture of we have a hairline. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So we do furthermore in the value chain of, you know, the avocado oil. Yeah.
And then, of course, we come to the frankincense and myrrh.
Yes.
In the Bible. I thought that was in the Bible.
Actually, they are mentioned more than 54 times in the Bible. I know people relate it to when Jesus was given frankincense and myrrh as a gift. But can I tell you the truth? Queen Esther's beauty secret lies in the frankincense.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we normally say, if you want to glow like Queen Esther, think frankincense.
Or like yourself. Oh, wow.
Yes.
Okay. So how is the business like? Do you do that production locally, or do you import, and how do you do it?
We do the production and manufacturing locally.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, the raw materials, which is raw gum resin from a tree, an acacia kind of tree, is found in Kenya. Yeah. The rarest part of Kenya you'd think of. It's found in northeastern region of Kenya. Wow. So we get the raw materials from there. We do our production in Nairobi. Okay. Yes.
In your quest, and also in your business, as you're dealing with this, as you venture into the oils and all that, what are some of the challenges you face as a woman?
Especially the export part of it, it's a male-dominated field. Yeah, and I think because the barriers to entry are very high, because you need good capital for either it's just fresh export or even the oil. So I think that is the biggest barrier to entry for many women. Okay. So the challenges are there, and now when you come to the financial part of it, if you don't have the muscles to begin, you get stuck. Okay. Yeah. So
you broke the barriers, definitely. I mean, clearly we can see that, and we talked about women breaking those barriers, and I'm glad you did. How did you do it? And especially when it comes to finances, probably someone is watching, and you said that's one of those things, the muscle aspect of it, financial. Yeah. How did you then break that barrier?
As I said, we started with fresh. So when we started with very small consignments by doing air. Okay. Yeah, we started by doing air consignments, and then that grew to sea consignments. So from there, now we were able to move to the oil production, because we already had now clients in the fresh part of it. Okay. And also, we also started learning about impact funders who have come in handy, to help with the capital part of it. Okay. Because like the machineries that are needed is not, it's you really need to have the muscles to be able to do that. Yeah, but when you have good financial partners, yes, that really helps.
Wow, so we have had their financial partners, good planning, and also seeking for, loans actually do work, because there are people who are very scared of taking loans. Yes. I don't know if you experience the same challenges as Grace here. What are some of the challenges? I know we're starting from the challenge, and then we come to now, as you cruise now at cruise level.
I know. Like, yeah, challenges are part of the business life, and just like I can echo what Grace has said, they are there, and more so being a woman trying to venture into the manufacturing sector. Yeah, they are there because the manufacturing sector is a sector perceived to be a preserve for the male community.
True. Right.
However, for me, how I've maneuvered that is through a leverage, working with like-minded associations. A good example, Kenya Association of Manufacturers has a whole docket on women in manufacturing and supporting SMEs. Okay. For me, that has come in handy. Absolutely. And I found myself getting a lot of support through that association. Yeah. Networking forums. Where now you also meet other like-minded women. We sit and talk about challenges, how we maneuver. They're all there, but you have to figure out how to go around it. Yeah. But leverage, collaboration, networking has worked for me. Okay. Access to finances. Right. Coincidentally, the 20 years I worked in the corporate world was in the financial sector. So I know very well.
Exactly what to do, how to maneuver.
How to maneuver and what it means when somebody tells me access to credit is hard. I know very well what the challenges could be. And the challenge is basically, yes, you may have the cash flows, but how do you secure your facility? What collateral do you offer the banking institution or the financial institution for you to access that credit? So there are people who have figured out smarter ways of having that, but there are people who cannot access credit probably because they don't have that. But again, there are financial institutions that have come and realized, how about we focus on cash flow lending as opposed to just cash flow, and then we have to ask you for collateral.
Okay.
A few are doing that, and I hope more of the institutions could do that. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
So if someone is watching, both of you right now,
Yes.
and probably they're just starting off, so they've not registered the company and all that, what would be your advice to them so that they're able to access the credit now that you've been a banker?
You start by creating your business plan, and this plan has to also have the financial part of it. The financial part of the business plan, which is weighty. You have to figure out where will this capital come from.
Yes.
If you are really a startup, very green, most financial institutions will not finance startups. They want to finance mature businesses, businesses that are over 3 years old.
Okay.
So probably you can look at ways of raising capital as a startup, maybe crowdfunding.
Okay.
In Kenya, we call it chama, pulling
yeah.
funds together. You can also look at maybe a strategic partner. Who is this partner who might give finances, but now probably you give them a stake of equity in your business.
Right.
You partner together, they have the money, you have the knowledge. Who is this you can partner with? You could also figure out ways of starting on supplier credit. Supplier credit means I want raw materials. It's the avocado. It's with the farmers. Can I negotiate with them? Maybe partially pay. Go produce what I'm producing, sell and come pay back the balance. It's called negotiating supplier credit.
Okay.
Probably there are some that may be willing, some may be not.
Okay.
But if you have a good network, if you have a good networking skill, you may hack some of these discussions and networking ways.
Okay.
Yes.
And I think in all that, I'm also seeing there are risks involved, isn't it?
Definitely.
What do you think about women when it comes to risk-taking? Are they more cautious? Are they daring? What do you think? And are you daring or cautious as well?
So I think women, we are more of cautious side of it. Yeah? We tend to shy away from especially debt.
Yeah.
And for you to get to a certain level in business, you have to take the risk. Otherwise, you'll be stuck, you know, in that level and never grow.
All right.
So you have to take that risk and be able to leverage on that, because loans are not bad. Used in the right way and for the right reason, they can really help you to propel the business.
They can.
They can.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you think of wealth, because we're speaking about matters wealth and you know and women,
Yes.
faith. For you, what really is wealth? Is it just money, or is it something broader than just the finances?
Wealth is not just money. And by the way, there's a difference between wealth and riches.
Right.
When we talk of riches, we are probably talking about money and the flashiness money comes with.
Yes.
When we talk about wealth, we are talking about something bigger and broader. Wealth is a lot of things. Of course, money is part of it, but there are other things beyond wealth.
Okay.
A good example, good health.
True.
If you are healthy, you'll be able to wake up, go run your business, and be able to look for that kind of money.
Yeah.
Wealth is about impact. Who have you been able to impact with what you have? Are you able to also touch other lives? Are you fulfilled?
Yeah.
Wealth is also freedom.
Yeah.
Freedom to choose.
Okay.
Imagine having your own wealth. You can choose the type of car you want. You can choose what to eat, where to holiday.
Right.
There are a lot of things you can do with wealth.
Yeah.
So wealth is broader than that. That freedom to choose is also part of it.
Okay. Do you want to add something to that?
Yeah,
I can see you agreeing totally.
I agree with Faith because wealth is it's all round.
Yes.
Yes, it's not just one aspect. The money part, is good and that. But having that freedom, to choose what to do.
Yeah.
And especially as a woman, that you have the freedom to either, bring up your family as you do the business, it is an all-round, having the freedom to choose what to do.
Okay.
With your time, with your resources.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and having the impact. Yeah.
Okay. With all these finances that you're making then, how do you manage to separate your personal finances from the business finances? How do you separate that, or how can one do that?
Perfect question, and that's a skill every business person should have. In fact, that's what I train entrepreneurs on, separating business money and personal money. Because when business money mixes with personal money, chances are you're highly likely to confuse personal money, business money for personal money. You make sales and confuse revenue and profit. Yet the two are very different. So when you see revenue, maybe you made $1 million revenue today, you assume, hey, this is my profit. If you put it in your personal money, you realize you may divert to personal purchases or personal expenses, which actually in the long run may end up killing your business. So it's very critical to separate business money and personal money. I advocate if you can open a separate account for business, so be it. Even if the business is not registered, if you want to trade in your name, which you can, have a separate account for that. Utilize the channels we have, Pochi la Biashara, other ways of pay bills, buy goods. All those are ways of helping entrepreneurs separate business and personal money. Because the business money is supposed to regenerate and help you groom and grow the business to the next level.
Okay.
Yes.
But there's this fear of, you know, interest, bank interest and all that.
Yes.
Are there other options that probably an entrepreneur can use or to keep their money instead of just using the banks? There's that fear out there. Do you think there's another way out? And then Faith can also add to that.
You know, at the end of the day, you cannot avoid putting the money in the bank, because I think the biggest institution that is there is the bank. But now that we have other evolving, you know, institutions like the M-Pesa, you can use that. There is, you know, they have come up with ways that you as a business person can be able to transact using M-Pesa without having to put the money in the bank if you still want to see your money. But now that comes with the challenge she was saying, that you may not be able to, you know, when you can see it, you may think it's yours and it's there to be used. So that's why having like a bank, yes, especially for the business, you know, having an account that is just for the business. Yes, separating the two so that you have your own, you have your own personal account and the business account.
All right. So the bottom line is it's very important. Faith, are there any other ways that we can?
Actually, not other ways. I wanted to mention that the fear should go. With banking, it depends on the type of account you've opened. The accounts without charges and their transactional accounts. Number two, remember the first challenge we tackled, access to credit. It's caused by lack of poor record keeping or poor financial record keeping. One of the things a bank will look for before they lend an entrepreneur is cash flow. And what is cash flow? It's money in, money out of your business. So for a bank, for them to know how money has been going into your business and out of your business, they will ask you for a bank statements, say for the last 6 months, to just see that inflow and outflow. So if you don't use a bank account, for example, or a formal way of receiving money for the business in form of cash flow in, you also deny yourself an opportunity for future financing, because that's what the bank will look for.
So you're actually sabotaging yourself.
Exactly.
Sabotage, isn't it?
Exactly.
Wow.
Yes.
Let's take a very short break because there's so much to discuss. So we're going to take a very short break as we listen to one of our partners as she talks about just what are the benefits of being a partner with Family Media. Hannah Wamboy will be taking us through that, and then we'll be right back with this. And remember, being a partner has its own benefits, which include reaching out to people out there. So you can do that by sending the word partner to 20316 SMS line or 0786 316 316. That is our WhatsApp line. Send the word partner and we'll be able to reach out to you, or even you can send your support to paybill number 316 316 and the account name shall be your telephone number. See you in a bit.
My name is Hannah Wamboy Juguna. Juguna is my husband. I have 2 kids. One just finished Form 4. He's called Waismogo. And then my daughter is called Prudence Wairimo in Form 3 in Machakos Girls. God gave me an opportunity to go to Tali College. When I went to Tali College, I stayed 2 years. I did front office operations. And then I went to work in Mara, Masai Mara, Kichwa Tembo. When I went to work Kichwa Tembo, so I didn't watch more about the CBN things because you were busy, you know, there in the bush. But then again, when I settled again, I I wanted something I can associate, something I can identify with, because now I'd gotten used to TBN. That's when I got the family media. And that is when I joined. I started watching the morning devotion, which I still do even now. Before I got to George, always like, change devotion. We are all the family, the prayer circle, family matters, finances, all those things. So being an intercessor, definitely the prayer circle. Every evening I'm there tuned to catch up and it has really lifted me and inspired me and encouraged me, you know, praying for the nation, praying for all aspects of our life. And also morning devotion, you know, starting in the morning hours with God, you know, the way you start well, the day will be well. So that is where mostly I am. But I remember I started with 300 shilling. I told the Lord, I don't want to give more, which I don't have. I want to start with 300, and then God, as you bless me, we will grow with family media. So that when sometime I miss, sometime I get, this is the time of Corona, you know, things were not very well, but still, that has been my prayer and my desire to keep Jesus, because I love the Lord so much. I thought, we have been given the Great Commission, and God commanded us to go and preach, go win soul, and I can't make it. And I saw they are doing a good job. Family media, I have confidence in them. I know the work they do. So I said, why can't I support them so that we reach many souls? On my own, I might not be able, but when I join an organization, or when I'm a TV like media, we can do great work as partners. You see the joy of giving. I always waited, when I give, and if it's 100 shilling, I always waited to see, has it gone to 316? That alone, because maybe that was I had, that was the joy, like, God, I have given. So there is that joy always come when you give. Yeah. And knowing also it's not in vain, you see?
It is through the generous support of many like Hannah that we are able to continue in this mission to keep Jesus on the airwaves. And you can become part of it by making a donation to M-Pesa Paybill 316 with your phone number as the account number.
God is so faithful. God will not ask you to give what you don't have. God will also, He knows what you have, He knows what you don't have. These are the last days, and we need, with all our heart, with all our soul. Just like Leo said, it is time to act. I can encourage them that it is not in vain to build the kingdom of God. It is not in vain. Yeah. In fact, that God says, same measure you shall be given, pressed down, shaken, and overflowing.
Absolutely. It is not in vain to build God's kingdom. And as Hannah has just said there, rightfully so, she started, from a very, very humble support base, She said, I will be giving this, and it was just 300 shillings, but she has so much to testify today because of that. She's impacting lives out there from her little contribution. What she thinks is little to us really is quite something, because we are able then to reach very, very many people out there, and not just in Nairobi, as we always say, but we're impacting lives globally. Okay, so please ensure that you're part of this journey. Why do you want to be left out? Why don't you want to be a minister in your own way and just impact lives out there? And she also spoke about prayer circle, that she keeps watching that. And indeed, this coming Friday, we'll be having prayer circle with us, and you can join us online. Just be with us and be part of the worship as we come together to praise God. So welcome back to our conversation. And before the break, we were talking. Faith was talking about something which will come back to Faith after, Grace talks. But then we have something or someone talking to us on our socials. Dave is saying, hey, Sally, hope I got that right. Yes, indeed you did. What statistics? I'm a son to my mom, who is a widow, and son-in-law to a widow too, and a father to 2 daughters and a son. Yes, there's work to bring equity. And yes, we men benefit in families where women are able to earn and live a decent life. In my families, our mothers, sisters, and daughters have equal opportunities and have been bequeathed land just as the boys. Oh, Dave, that is such A lovely, lovely comment right there. Thank you so much for that feedback. And we are really proud of you, the support even that you're giving these women in your life. I don't know what you have to say about David, Grace, really, when you read that.
Yeah.
This is someone who's really appreciating women and appreciating their efforts. Others will be like, feel threatened, but you can see the guy is really, I don't know what you have to say about that kind of support from a man.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yes.
When you have support at home, you know, it becomes easier to go out there and you don't feel like threatened. Even if you're bringing in small, you know, that small to the family is something big, you know. When you have a supporting husband, maybe a supporting, you know, maybe the brothers and sisters, when the family rallies around the woman, big things happen.
Big things do happen, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I'll bring in Faith, you know, because I've also hosted the spouse here, and I don't know how important it is for you to involve your husband in what you do, in the wealth creation and building, really.
Amazing. Let me first say well done to Dave.
Right.
Congratulations. Empowering a woman, you empower the nation. So you can imagine a family of great women. And yes, involving your spouse in business. Personally, I do. Because one, we have shared common goals. Two, it's about us planning together. And luckily enough for me, he's supportive and is not threatened by my growth. And that's a good thing, especially if a woman finds a very supportive man who supports your endeavor, whether in business or career, they thrive more. And they could hold you in a rainy season, you never know. So it's about the planning together, having the shared goals, having a common vision. You decide this is the vision, this is where we are heading. And also now agreeing who plays what part. Like in Wema Naturals, where we have production of the essential oils. If I go to buy the raw gum in Northeastern, where they are predominantly they support more men than the women, I'll let him do that and support in the factory. But when it comes to the skincare line, organic skincare line, being a woman, I know more about that and marketing strategy. I take that up. So also sharing responsibilities in terms of who is strong at what, who has what strength, and that has really made it easier for us to operate. And no one is stepping on the other space.
Boundaries still are maintained.
Boundaries still are maintained. Yes.
Talking about support that Faith has just talked, how important is it for women to just support each other? And do you think it's happening?
It's very important for women to support each other. Because when you look at it, most men don't have the issue of supporting each other. They refer their friends, they refer, you know, their other businesses. But also, I think we also women have networks, that we come together and are able to support each other. And especially because in this space, we are not many of us. So it's good to have someone that you can look up to, someone that you can go talk to.
In the oil space?
No, not only the oil space, but in the SMEs, especially when you move from now the micro part of it, you're trying to grow, so that space becomes more and more limited for women. So when you have a network of women that you're able to talk to, and when you're given an opportunity also to be able to lift others, you know, who you give them, even if it's information, even if you're not able to, you know, maybe help them financially, but you're able to give them the information that someone else has passed down to you. You know, as Faith was saying, you know, just those basics of telling the person who is beginning, a woman who is beginning, that these are the things you have to put in order, so that by the time, you know, you want maybe an investor, maybe you want to go look for those finances. When you have these things in order, it will be easier for you. Some of us didn't have that when we, you know, when we started. We didn't know what it meant, like having a business plan, you know. You didn't know what it meant to, you know, when you went to the bank and they look at you and wonder, now, how do we help you? You know, the documents that they require. And you're looking at them and wondering, where am I supposed to?
What are they even talking about?
I know. And I think also having done several accelerator programs has really helped. Because now they teach you, you know, those dynamics of what to do, having, you know, the plan, having a pitch deck, you know. having, what to do if an investor is coming knocking, what it means to have, impact in your business, and all these things. You may be doing so much, but you do not know. So it's good to step out, not just be in the business, but also work outside the business. Network with other women. Get to see what, you may sleep tomorrow, the government has said something about your, your area, and you're not aware. So having those networks, going to, just as small as maybe...
so be in touch. In short, just make sure you're in sync with,
with the other people.
Fantastic. Someone is saying they're enjoying today's conversation, #Financial Clinic. Thank you very much for tuning in. Faith, you've talked about training.
Yes.
But apart from training, then how do you inspire, especially the young girls, our young women out there, how do you inspire them, into financial independence and freedom that you had talked about?
Wow, thank you, Sally. And that's very close to my heart, by the way, because I love inspiring young women, young girls. And I do this through mentorship. I do it in twofold. There's that informal mentorship. I find a young girl who is trying to push something in their life and they are stuck. I step in, whether it's career or business, starting a business. I step in and start now being that mentor, offering knowledge and information, teaching them how to go about it. If they are not employed yet, whether they have graduated or maybe they didn't go to college, start teaching them how to harness skills or earn skills that will make them more financially stable. Skills that actually can even make them employable if they want to be employed, or skills that can help them run businesses better if they want to run a business. That is in the informal way. Formally, I join associations that actually support young women, and I'm lucky to have been a mentor with a program called YALI, Young African Leadership Initiative. It's about mentoring youth and women, supporting them to grow into their business, into the business world. I'm also lucky to have done one with KCB and MasterCard Foundation, mentoring women to actually start their businesses, grow them, and employ more youth to work with them to curb this big problem of unemployment. For the young girls, it's all about mentorship and hand-holding them. And letting them also know there's nothing as sweet as a woman having their own money. I'm lucky. I started working at the age of 19 before I even got into college. And I tasted my own money early enough in life when I was young.
And you discovered how sweet that is.
It's very sweet.
And you said, I'm not going to stop
I'm not going back. So for every young woman out there, endeavor to have your own money. Don't assume I look for a rich husband and things will be okay. Look for your own money. Be financially independent. When we started, myself and Grace said, money brings freedom.
It does.
Freedom to choose. So be that empowered young woman who really wants to earn their own money. But for us who have been ahead of them, let's do more mentorship and hand-holding.
When you talked about, you said YAFI, it's called
YALI.
YALI.
Yes.
These young women, are they already in business, or you're just guiding and mentoring them?
Some are in business, startup, some want to start. It's both, it's twofold. They are starting out or they want to start. Yes. Young African Leadership Initiative Program. Yes.
How do you plan for when it comes to your financial security, for example? Because you're not employed. In employment, there's that retirement ward and all those things. For yourself now, how do you plan for your financial security as Grace?
Making sure that you have saved something. At least 10% of what you've gotten, you take a salary, pay yourself first. Pay yourself first, so that when when you're paying the other bills and the salaries and wages, you also pay yourself.
How do you determine what to pay yourself?
You should have a budget. Yes, as an organization, you should have a budget. And know that our revenues look like this. And from this revenue, what can we draw from it, so that you don't overpay yourself and you have nothing for the, for the bills, but also you don't underpay yourself. So that then you end up dipping your hands into the, as she said, you end up not knowing where the organization money went to. So you pay yourself and make sure that as you pay yourself, leave something.
Okay.
Yes.
So savings
Savings,
as well.
yeah, having that emergency fund so that in case of anything, you have somewhere to look
To
into.
run
Yeah,
to. Okay. Faith, I don't know if you also have your own plan when it comes to financial security?
Yes, I do. I apply what we call the 50-30-20 rule.
Okay.
50 means my income, 50% goes to needs, 30% goes to wants, 20% is what I pay myself. But this is, of course, after you've already done the tithing bit.
Yes.
I'm a Christian.
Yes.
But 20% I pay myself. When it comes to business, remember we said earlier that separate business money and personal money. Let your business pay your salary. Don't draw money from the business to pay yourself. Be on the payroll as part of the employees of the business.
Okay.
Let the business pay your salary, but you can agree on when you do your profit sharing, either quarterly, half yearly, or the end of the year. That's now separate from the salary.
Okay.
But when you do that, pay yourself a salary, you find a scenario where you're not poaching or picking business money from the business. And if you pick money from the business, no, it's a debt. You have to pay back to your business.
You've already, it's like you're my mind, because the next question is going to be about debts then. How, can debt actually impact your wealth building and creation? Can it affect how you're running your business, debt management?
Yeah, yeah, it can. Especially if you take a debt that you're not able to repay it. Your business will suffer. And if your business suffers because you also, reliant on the business, then also your home will suffer from that. So as we said, debt is not bad. Having a loan is not bad, but what you do with it is what
matters.
Manage it. Yeah, how you manage it. Yeah. If you take it, let's say you want to buy a machinery, make sure that's what you do with it. And now have a plan of how you're going to repay it back.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
On debt management, Faith.
Yes.
How important is it to manage debts even as you try to create or build wealth?
One thing I would say about debt, there are two types of debts. There's good debt and bad debt.
Yeah.
Good debt is a debt that helps you grow. A good debt is that debt that you'll take and the project you put that money into even helps you repay your loan. Look at a scenario where you've borrowed for your business expansion, you've gone and expanded the business, you got in enough money to even repay the debt, and you grow. That's a very good debt. Bad debt on the other side is money borrowed for just misuse, or you use it on purposes that really don't add value to you. Good examples is maybe that of a bloated holiday. Holidays are good, but did you plan for it first?
Exactly.
So a bad debt could be a debt you didn't plan well for, or money that you just put into your lifestyle to flash your lifestyle, yet it didn't help you. Yeah, so debt is good. It's not demonic. That's why we have very many banks. But you have to borrow prudently and wisely, and then pay promptly.
Okay.
Yes.
As a woman in business, have you ever been underestimated just because you're a woman? Have you ever experienced that?
Yeah. In so many occasions. Yeah, you find that there are people who don't, believe that as a woman in that space, you're not supposed to be there. And so they assume maybe you just brought someone, or, you're not, or you are just an employee that has been sent on behalf of the company. That may work against you, sometimes or even to your advantage.
Yes.
Because you see, when you let the person think that you've been sent, they give you information that maybe about your company that they would not have given to the owner of the company. So it may work in one way or another, but it doesn't feel well when someone, makes you feel like you're in the wrong place. And not wanted in that space.
And even these things of tagging someone like, that one is not so-and-so's girlfriend. For women, you always put down for such things.
You see, even you find that, especially if you work with your husband, there are those who would want to talk to him more than, than you. So they assume he's the one that makes the decisions. You are just there as, as
a passenger princess. As they call them nowadays.
You're just there, for sure. But it's good to give space.
Okay.
Yeah, for let the girls and the women grow and give them the confidence to be able to, you know, thrive and be in those spaces.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
When it comes to the society, the expectations of the societal expectations, do you think they impact the way probably a woman may build or create wealth? Yeah.
Yes, Sally, very true. It impacts. Society, and especially in the African setting, believes a woman has a certain place.
Yeah.
You're a mother, you're a housewife, that's your role first,
Yeah.
before anything else. And unfortunately, even in our country, there are specific communities that feel if you do something, they're like, nani mwanamke tu, it's just a woman.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's society speaking.
Even building a home.
Even building a house and building a home. Why should a woman buy land? There are people here that don't believe a woman should do that. And those are stereotypes, if I may put it that way.
Right.
A smart society is one that empowers the woman to grow. Even if a woman bought a mega property, who will it belong to at the end of the day? It's your family.
The family.
Yes.
The children will benefit.
Just like
The
Dave
spouse-
said, isn't it?
Exactly. Like Dave's family. It's a very good example.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. Now, as we wind up, as we're coming towards the end of the show, how important, what is more important here? Is it financial security or financial freedom? Or is it both?
Both. Both, because when you have the security, then the freedom comes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's good to have both of them, you know. And as we have said, you know, I wanted to go back to what she was saying. In most areas and society wants us as women to have those small businesses, you know, have a business that just runs, you know, around where you are, so that that in case of anything you can still run back at home and, you know, look after the children and all that. But does not mean that as a woman, because you're doing maybe a bigger business, that you're still not running your home.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So when you have the freedom, you know, when you have that freedom, we benefit. The home benefits, and also the family benefits. When the family benefits, the society also benefits.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
As we're winding up, Faith, as well, there's someone probably watching a lady and they're wondering, how do these women balance? They're talking about husband, they're talking about children. How then do you balance, you know, entrepreneurship and family? Very briefly.
Thank you, Sally. How do we balance all? There's a place and time for everything, and you have to wear different hats when it comes to different times. If I go back to home in the evening and put on that hat at home, that hat tells me you're a mother, you're a wife. Do your wifely responsibilities, do your motherhood duties.
All right.
When it comes to the corporate space or the business space, I'm again wearing a different hat. Here I'm at work, I command authority, things have to be done, so I wear that hat at that given time. Yes.
So it's just about balance.
It's about balance and understanding what's your role in each part of that lifestyle, of your life. If you're a wife, don't come with the bossy hat in the house.
You're the CEO.
Leave it at the door.
In the office.
Even if you're the CEO of Wema Naturals, leave it at the door.
At the door.
Come in and be a mother.
Fantastic, fantastic.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the amazing conversation, for the tips and gems that you've shared with us this morning. Asanteni sana for the time. Also, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for being part of this conversation, for your feedback. We really do appreciate. Remember, we had talked about just being, you know, a support for us to just reach out as many people as possible. And again, I'll be talking about the cooperative bank. If you want to be part of this and support us, then you can do that to our cooperative bank account, which is 0113-6000-799100, and the account name is TBN Family Media. God bless you, and thank you so much. See you again tomorrow on Matters Relationship. We'll be having an amazing topic tomorrow as we discuss about youth and sex. See you then.